Lea Michele is an American actress, singer-songwriter, and author who began her career on Broadway as a young child actress, performing in shows like Spring Awakening, Ragtime, Fiddler on the Roof, and Les Misérables. She got her big break out of Broadway when she starred as the lead female on the hit 2009 TV series Glee, as Rachel Berry, which ran for 6 seasons. During the time that Glee was still airing, the show and cast grew in popularity. However, there were several rumors about Lea, who was not getting along with her fellow castmates due to her diva-esque personality. But besides that, no one can ever deny that Lea is indeed a very talented singer and actress, and that the show could have been very different without her. Hi, welcome to YouWannaWatch, and in this video, we're going to talk about why people seem to hate the Glee actress Lea Michele. Racism accusations. Samantha Marie Ware. Lea Michele tweeted a message of support for the Black Lives Matter movement following the killing of George Floyd. But one of her former Glee co-stars, Samantha Marie Ware, who is black, quickly labeled Michele a hypocrite and wrote back to Lea Michele's tweet, LMAO, remember when you made my first television gig a living hell. Cause I'll never forget. Ware threatened Lea Michele in my wig. There are many more traumatic microaggressions. Ware was backed up by the Glee actors Davey and Amber Riley, along with Jonte Godlock, causing HelloFresh to sever its ties with Lea. Lea posted an apology statement to Instagram, saying she was trying to show support in her initial tweet but had been prompted by the responses to look at how my own behavior towards fellow cast members was perceived by them. Lea appeared briefly on the show, according to Ware. Many other former Glee stars expressed their support for Ware on social media, either directly or indirectly. This wasn't the first or last time the show's stars accused Lea of acting inappropriately on set. Keith Powell, who played Toofer on 30 Rock, was one of several actors who tweeted in support of Ware. He said in a reply to Ware's initial tweet, Lea Michele is a terrible human and has said terrible things to many different types of people, including racist microaggressions to or about black people. It is unclear whether the two have ever worked together or the capacity in which they know each other. Jonte Godlock told Ware that Lea called the background actors of Glee cockroaches. Did somebody say cockroaches? Because that's what she used to refer to the background as on the set of Glee. But we grow up and we don't stay background forever, so. Jonte wrote. The actress Nikki Dion replied to Godlock's tweet saying, remember that time she asked her makeup lady why a background guy was standing so closer to her. Mind you, he was still at least, like 6 feet away from her. Jonte said she remembered the incident. The actor Dabier appeared in the 2014 Glee episode New Directions, credited as Animal Husbandry Clubber. He tweeted, girl, you wouldn't let me sit at the table with the other cast members cause I didn't belong there. You Lea. Other Glee cast members who spoke up. Heather Morris, another actress who worked with Lea on Glee, responded to the allegations with a lengthy statement on Twitter. Heather appeared in the show as Brittany. Her full statement said, let me be very clear, hate is a disease in America that we are trying to cure, so I would never wish for hate to be spread on anyone else. With that said, was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so. For Lea to treat others with the disrespect that she did for as long as she did, I believe she should be called out. And yet, it's also on us because to allow it to go on for so long without speaking out is something else we're learning along with the rest of society. At the current moment, it's implied that she is a racist, and although I cannot comment on her beliefs, I think we're assuming, and you know what happens when we all assume. On the Everything Iconic with Danny Pellegrino on Wednesday, Heather said she was criticized over this statement about Michele. I remember getting so much shade, she said on the podcast, because people were like, this is so cryptic, like, why don't you just go and say it? I'm like, guys, she's pregnant, and all this stuff is going around, and Heather continued, before pausing and saying, it's true. She did not elaborate. And I don't know if maybe we were victims of bullying, and that's a typical victim thing to do, is to blame yourself, which is what people were saying, the actress added. But it also is very true, and the only person who was honest about it was Naya. And it was something that was very hush-hush on set. And now you see all these things coming out with these bigger names, who were very disrespectful and mistreated a lot of people, and people allowed it to happen. On the Everything Iconic with Danny Pellegrino podcast, Heather said, we all got close with Lea at certain points and then we all weren't as close with her. So there's that human element to it, to understanding who this person is, growing with that person, seeing her try to become better and, you know, taking care of herself after Corey Monteith passed. Monteith, who dated Michele on the show and in real life, died in 2013 of mixed drug toxicity involving heroin and alcohol. He was 31. Naya Rivera. The late Naya Rivera wrote about her relationship with the Rachel Berry actress in her 2016 memoir Sorry Not Sorry. Naya claimed Lea Michele displayed diva behavior, and the two were friendly at first, but as the show progressed, though, that friendship started to break down, especially as Santana moved from a background character to one with bigger plot lines and more screen time. I think Rachel, Lea, didn't like sharing the spotlight. Naya continued, if I complained about anyone or anything, she'd assumed I was bitching about her. Soon, she started to ignore me, and eventually it got to the point where she didn't say a word to me for all of season 6. In a 2019 appearance on Watch What Happens Live, Naya denied having a feud with Lea, however, telling host Andy Cohen, I don't think there was, any beef. Aviva Drescher. While it is unclear whether Aviva Drescher has ever worked with Michele, the Real Housewives star did comment on Michele's apology post on Instagram, writing, "You were once very unkind to me, so I am not surprised by your behavior. You shouldn't judge others before looking in the mirror." Gerard Canonico. Gerard Canonico was an understudy in the Broadway show Spring Awakening, which starred Lea Michele. Gerard commented on Lea's apology post, stating that his original comment had been deleted and that he had to repost it. Seems to have been deleted. So I'll try again. You were nothing but a nightmare to me and fellow understudy cast members, he wrote. You made us feel like we didn't belong there. I tried for years to be nice to you to no avail. Maybe actually apologize instead of placing the blame on how others perceive you. At the end of it, he added, you'll probably just delete this, though. Willem Belly. The RuPaul's Drag Race contestant Willem Belly said he had to leave the set of Glee because of Lea's treatment, writing on Twitter, Lea treated me so subhuman I left the set of Glee. We are nearing the end of our video, but before we proceed, we would like to ask you to please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/c/YouWannaWatch2022 and follow us on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/YouWannaWatch. Any support you provide us will help us provide you with more and better content. Okay, now back to the story. Lea Michele as Fanny. Lea Michele will take over for Beanie Feldstein in the Broadway revival of Funny Girl. Beanie announced her departure from the show on Sunday night, roughly 2 months before she was supposed to leave. She attributed her early departure to the production's decision to take the show in a different direction. Lea, who has long been rumored to be taking over for Beanie, will take over as Fanny Brice on September 6. In the meantime, Julie Benko, the show's understudy, will play the title role from August 2 to September 4 and every Thursday beginning September 8. Jane Lynch, who plays Fanny's mother Mrs. Brice, is also leaving the production earlier than expected and will be replaced on September 6 by Tava Feldsha. To some, Lea's casting as the fiery comic and chant-use Fanny Brice proves that manifestation is real. She has long and loudly expressed interest in starring in Funny Girl, the role that catapulted Barbra Streisand to stardom, and the musical even became a pivotal plot point for her character on Glee. Lea has vocally expressed her desire to play Brice on Broadway to the point that it's become a part of her personality. In Season 1, Episode 13 of Glee in 2009, Lea belted out Don't Rain on My Parade, Funny Girl's biggest, schmaltziest show tune, establishing herself as a logical choice if Funny Girl were ever revived. It would be the first of many Funny Girl songs that Lea would cover over Glee's 6 seasons. Then, when her character, the ambitious powerhouse vocalist Rachel Berry, graduates, she takes on the role of Fanny in a fictional Funny Girl revival. I respect the lack of subtlety. In 2017, while appearing on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, she responded to a fan question about whether she'd ever appear in Funny Girl by saying, I really hope so. We were thinking of doing it right after Glee, but I did a lot of the songs from Funny Girl on Glee, so it felt like a little soon, she answered at the time. But I feel really ready to do it now, so maybe we could do it soon. Some years later, and the timing is finally right. A dream come true is an understatement, Michele wrote on Instagram after the news was announced. I'm so incredibly honored to join this amazing cast and production and return to the stage playing Fanny Brice on Broadway. See you September 6th. The revival of Funny Girl opened on Broadway's August Wilson Theater on April 24 to mixed reviews. Feldstein announced her departure from the role on September 25 after the Tonys, where the show was blanked. Lynch was also supposed to leave the show on that day, so she would never have crossed paths with her fellow Glee alum. However, the casting reunites Lea Michele with Spring Awakening director Michael Mayer, who also produces and directs Funny Girl. Mayer won a Tony for directing the coming-of-age musical Spring Awakening, which premiered on Broadway in 2006 and starred Lea, Jonathan Groff, and John Gallagher Jr. Funny Girl follows Brice on her unlikely rise to fame as well as her turbulent relationship with gambler Nicky Arnstein. The musical premiered on Broadway Broadway in 1964, starring Barbra Streisand as Bryce, and was nominated for 8 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The revival, which came 6 decades after the original, only received 1 Tony nomination for Jared Grimes' portrayal of Eddie Ryan, a vaudeville dancer whom Bryce meets. Ramin Karimloo, who plays Nicky Arnstein, and Grimes are expected to stick with the show during Michelle's run. What do you think about Lea Michele? Are you a big fan of hers? Did we miss anything that you think should have been included? Let us know your thoughts by writing a comment on this video. If you're interested in our other videos, just hover over the videos and just press play. Until next time, watchers, thank you for watching our video.